Many thanks for your company. Now, the youth of Savelugu have reportedly locked out the municipal chief executive of the district. Report reaching Joy News indicates the police have had to fire gunshots to disperse the group amassing in front of the district assembly office. Adams Abdallah Al-Hassan is a reporter with Radio Justice and joins us on the phone with more. Hello, Adams.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good afternoon. What exactly happened?
Well, the whole incident started at exactly 8 a.m. this morning when some residents of the community said they wouldn't allow the MP-elect to come to office. And then they came with padlocks to lock the district assembly. Has about 4 gates, and so they locked it with their own padlocks. And most of them said they didn't like the lady because she didn't come from the constituency, and she has never voted in the constituency. She has never supported them. She has never campaigned for the NPP. And for that matter, she wasn't fit. They also claim that there are about 10 competent people who can equally be the MCE. So they don't understand why the president would elect, appoint the lady as the MCE. So at 10:40 a.m., the police arrived, and then when they arrived, within 2 minutes, the residents started hooting at them and started throwing stones at them. So the police were compelled to fire rubber bullets at them. And then it took almost 30 minutes for the police to get calm. And at 11:20 a.m., the military came in as a backup. But currently, the whole place is calm. And as we are sitting here right now, the regional commander just got here and he was addressing the media, but he's done now.
Adams, have any arrests been made so far?
No arrests has been made so far.
So what's the current situation at the district assembly office?
Currently, the padlocks that were used to lock the gates to the district assembly has been broken by the police. And then there is no civilian around, just the military, the police, and the journalists around.
So the woman at the center of all of this, the MCE, do you know where she is? And
yeah, she is in Tamale right now. Yesterday, she came to office with the help of the military and then the police. So it stated the citizens, and they said they are going to lock the district assembly down this morning to prevent her from coming again. Yeah, so currently she is in Tamale where she resides.
Interesting. Thank you for the updates. Adams Abdallah Al-Hassan is a reporter with Radio Justice, bringing us some updates on this particular incident at Savelugu, where some angry youth locked up the office of the district assembly to prevent the MCE from going into office today. Stay with us here on the Joy News channel. We sure will bring you updates on this particular story in subsequent bulletins. Now, state prosecutors handling the case involving 2 gentlemen accused of murdering former Ebuakwa North MP have asked for more time as they await advice from the Attorney General. Daniel Asiedu and Vincent Boso were discharged 2 weeks ago, but later rearrested with fresh charges put against them. The case took an interesting twist as journalists were asked to exit the courtroom. Correspondent Joseph Akable reports.
So the building behind me houses quite a number of district courts here in the capital. Now, I must say that as early as about 9 a.m. on Thursday, quite a number of journalists had gathered here presently waiting for the accused persons to be brought in for hearing to commence. They were brought in about 30 minutes past 9 a.m. When they were led into the courtroom by officers from the Ghana Police Service. The journalists attempted entering the courtroom, but unfortunately were prevented by an order coming from the magistrate hearing the matter. Arit Insemo prevented all journalists from entering the courtroom, numbering about 10 of them, I must say, are all gathered outside the courtroom and waited anxiously, not knowing what was transpiring within the presence of the court itself. But from relying on information picked up from those who were in the court for other business, we understand DSP George Amega, who is doing prosecution for the state, told the court they were yet to receive advice from the office of the Attorney General, after which the judge adjourned the matter to be heard on June 29. So that is it as it stands. We're also picking information again because we're not in the courtroom. Information we are picking from those who made it in is that one of the accused persons, Daniel Esiedu, told the magistrate that he had been denied access to his lawyer and that he had told the prosecutor he had wanted to speak to his lawyer, but he has not been allowed. The magistrate, we are again told, directed that his lawyer is contacted on his behalf and informed that the next court date is on June 29. So that is the situation here, and the hope of many journalists who made it today is that next time they'll be allowed into the courtroom. Reporting for Joy News, Joseph Akapele, Accra District Court.
Now, the East Legon police have started investigations into a suspected assassination attempt on Dr. Magnia Kwe Ankra, former managing director of the State Housing Company Limited. Narrating events leading to the terrifying incident at his Trosako residence, Dr. Ankra stated the intruders had access to his bedroom after breaking his burglar-proof around 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Now, he says the intruder, after picking his phone, made a second attempt to kill him in his bedroom when he raised the alarm. The former ND says the alleged assailants made away with 3 phones containing sensitive information about some fraudulent transactions at the State Housing Company Limited. He's convinced the assailants wanted to kill him to bury the evidence. Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba has more.
His bedroom and other parts of this building using this entry point. But right now I have with me Dr. Ankra himself. He's going to tell us exactly how the events panned out, and then some claims of assassination attempts that he's been talking about. He's going to throw more light on that for us. Dr. Ankra, you're welcome to Joy News.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell us exactly how this whole thing, happened?
Well, basically, as you said in your intro, 2 days ago, I was awoken by an unusual noise on my door, my bedroom door. And upon further observation, I realized there was a shadow behind the door. And so I raised my head and I saw this shadow trying to hide behind the door. And then I got up. That was when I realized that the person actually was holding my bedroom door, trying to push his way in. Unfortunately for him, one of the tiles is defective right there, so he couldn't get a smooth push on the door. So it got stuck. So then I realized that this person had a mask on his face and then wearing the black gloves. And so I screamed at him in my native language, "Ejulo," and then "help, come." And my wife also responded from her bedroom, and this guy ran down the stairwell. At that point, I wasn't sure because it was dark downstairs, so I didn't want to go downstairs. So I went through the front window and started shouting for the internal security to come to our aid. At this juncture, the whole house was, in a state of panic, and the children were crying, my wife was crying. Eventually, within 4 to 5 minutes, the internal security finally came to the scene and they accompanied us downstairs. It was then it dawned on me that this guy had actually had access to my bedroom whilst I was asleep, because in the inner living room, we found this, as you can see, they've ripped out the burglar proofing, and I found my laptop bag lying right here on this sofa. There were documents in the bag, and I had a mobile phone in there, and the mobile phone was missing, but the documents were intact. Now I rushed upstairs, only to find that my active phone, which was in the charger, together with my wife's, were also gone. My laptop was there, my wife's laptop was there, the children's iPad was also there with some money, and this individual didn't take any of those. And then it dawned on me that the person came to this house purposely to get the phones. My concern now was, why did he come back? He came back purposely to come and kill me. I have no doubt about it, because he didn't touch anything. As you can see, this is all here. There's quite a bit that he could have made away with if he was a thief. If he came to steal, there's so many things he could have stolen from me. He didn't. And he stole only phones. So a second attempt, which by God's grace got me to react, was to kill me.
Why?
Okay. Okay. I'm absolutely certain that this person came back to kill me, because now he has gotten the information he wanted on the phone. There is a sensitive information on the phone, and that is why all he was looking for at the first instance was to grab all the phones in the house. Obviously, he doesn't know which one is my handset, so he was taking any phone he could see on site, and he went back. My wife confirmed that she heard noises downstairs, as if somebody was talking to someone, but and also a noise from the window, and she wasn't sure. She thought it was myself, because that's around the time we wake up for our morning devotion. And it was then that I believe this person must have received further instructions, having recovered those phones from my property, to now come and kill me. I knew he was coming to the bedroom for the second time, which was when I actually woke up.
So why would anybody want to take away your life? Why would anybody want to kill you?
Why wouldn't anybody want to kill me if I'm holding information that suggests that very high-profile transactions at Labone are actually fraudulent and criminal? Why wouldn't they want to eliminate me?
What kind of transactions are we talking about here?
We're talking about state housing transactions at Labone, where my signature has been forged, the documents have been backdated, which makes it criminal.
Was that what caused your removal from State Housing Company?
Well, I was accused of all sorts of things, and I haven't responded to any of those in the last 2.5 years, purely because I believe that the truth will surface one day. What we saw 2 days ago was an attempt to bury the truth, so that the lies will be made the truth. And I think Ghanaians have a right to pursue this to the letter. They took the phones, but they have not eliminated the information, because the information is not restricted to those phones. And the information is in the public domain already anyway. But it's up to Ghanaians who have been told of my corruption and my malfeasance and all the rest of it to pursue this to the letter. Because as a Ghanaian, I don't want to be killed. I want to be tried fairly. And I want to be given the right sentence if I'm guilty. But I shouldn't be killed this way.
Have you made this evidence that you're talking about, which is on the phone, have you made it available yet to the relevant authorities?
In fact, the information was given to me by the police, who were then investigating. And my copy is what was on the phone. I insisted on having a copy, and that is what is on the phone.
What kind of evidence is it?
These are indentures covering the transactions. We call them leases. The lease is a combination of an indenture and a site plan. The site plan is where the transaction starts. It identifies the property. Unfortunately, apart from forging my signature, these site plans were issued 8 months after I had left office. So there's no way we could have an indenture, which always comes after the site plans, backdated 2 years into 2 years before I left office. It's not possible. What it means is that these transactions are criminal. And you know that fraud vitiates these transactions, and people stand to lose a lot of money, and people have a lot to answer for. If they kill Mark Ankara, they bury this truth, and so they have and this is an affront on the people of Ghana and on our intelligence.
Is the court already hearing this case, or is there an investigation currently ongoing that would require that they make these evidence available?
I think I leave it to people like yourselves to find out. As I said to you, the police invited me to make a statement, and I insisted on getting copies of these documents. And as you know, criminal cases are tried in the courts with the state as the plaintiff. So I think you should join me to appeal to the good people of this Ghana that I should be tried like every Ghanaian under our constitution without being killed by a contract killer, without being tried.
More on this in subsequent bulletins. Now, leadership of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association Ghana, CLOGSAG, in the Eastern region has directed its members to protest against government failure to pay them their interim premium. According to them, the national leadership has failed to compel government to honor part of an agreement of proper settlement. They scolded their national executives for being in bed with government, hence their failure to hold government responsible. The regional president of the group, Asante Riafi, demanded their leadership heed the agreement or resign their position. Joy News' Kofi Sian was at that event and joins us on the phone with more. Good afternoon, Kofi. What exactly does this agreement entail, of which they are blaming leadership for failing to honor?
Well, according to the regional executives of the association, there's been an agreement between government and the leadership of CLOGSAG. And the executives are supposed to ensure that government implements the agreement that they had. And that is that their government is supposed to pay them their interim premium spanning from the month of January to June. But as we speak, government hasn't been able to, pay the interim premium. So they calling on the executives to ensure that they hold government responsible, or else they will call for their resignation by the close of June this year.
Interesting. So what is giving them the impression the leadership or their leadership is in bed with government?
Well, according to the president of the association in the Eastern region, Asante Riafi, when the past government was in charge, they were day in and out asking government to ensure that they implement or pay their interim premium. But when this government took over, it has had an agreement with them, but it hasn't been able to pay. And the executive of the association has also failed to ensure that government pays them their interim premium. So they believe that once government their leadership has failed to hold government responsible, they are in bed with government.
Well, thank you very much, Kofi Sian. But finally, before you leave us, what are they threatening to do now?
Well, as I speak, they've directed all their members in the region to wear red bands to their workplaces till the national executives of the association come to their aid.
Okay, thank you very much for the updates. Kofi Sian joined us from the Eastern region. You're watching Joy News today. We'll take a quick break, but still to come, Joy News gets results. Deputy Minister of Communications Francis Sowa Odote has commended the multimedia group for exposing the ills of some of the basic schools in Ghana, following the report about stone being used for a mouse during an ICT lesson. Details shortly.
Most rural communities.
Joy News presents MNC Properties Multi-TV Habitat Fair 2017, supported by the Ministry of Water Resources, Works and Housing. MNC Properties Multi-TV Habitat Fair 2017 is bringing together all financing companies, construction companies, real estate developers, home furnishing, and many more. Visit the mini MNC Properties Multi-TV Habitat Fair at the Achimota Mall from Saturday, June 24 to Sunday, June 25, 2017, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily to receive all your housing and household needs. Attraction: free playground for kids during the fair. MNC Properties Multi-TV Habitat Fair 2017 is brought to you by MNC Properties, Choice of Class, Sethi Realty, the future of living, Elegant Homes and General Construction, where quality meets value. Caspong Limited, your home of quality marble and granite, view at home. JL Properties, we build you a home. Wilkins Engineering, excellence and innovation in every design. And Fortune City Estates, our house, your fortune. To exhibit your housing products and services during the fair, please contact the following: 0540-106-468 or 0540-123-799. MNC Properties and Multi-TV Habitat Fair 2017, affordable housing for all. MNC Properties, Choice of Class. Multi-TV, just thrills.
Unraveling the complex issues with tough questions, connecting you with those who make the news and those behind the news. Together with you, we get Upfront. Upfront with Raymond Aqua. Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Joy News.
Thank you for staying here on Joy News today. Now, traffic flow came to a standstill on the Tema-Accra stretch of the Tema Motorway following a Thursday morning accident that left the road blocked. Driver of a Zoom Lion refuse truck was stuck in his vehicle for 4 hours until he was rescued by the emergency services. Joy News' Matilda Womega was there and has more.
Emergency services, including the ambulance service, the police, and the fire service, arrived at the scene near the toll booth to evacuate the driver of the refuse truck. It was unclear what caused the accident, but eyewitnesses said the truck, which was loaded with refuse on its way to Tema from Accra, had a brake failure. It took the emergency services almost 3 hours to rescue the driver, who got stuck beneath his truck. He was immediately rushed to the Tema General Hospital. Eyewitnesses, however, described the response by the emergency team as appalling.
It took about 10 minutes before they can even spark their machine, bring out the tools. Still, they were not able to remove the person.
But is the person still alive?
He's still alive, but the legs have locked inside. You have to create a space for the person to come out. He's still inside. Road safety have come. Almost getting to another 1 hour. Nothing has happened. Ambulance is still here. Nothing has happened. Police, Ghana police is still here. Nothing has happened. So it doesn't mean they can't do their work or they don't know. Madam, you just do your imagination. It's very bad. Okay. 2 hours. The man is still in the car. And 4 good teams were here. They cannot even withdraw the man. The man. As we came here, the man was in the car. The man was in the car. Police people were passing here. Fire service were passing here. Military officers were passing here. We were trying to stop them. They never stopped. They were passing by. So we were trying to use our mind and our brain to rescue the man. As they came, they took us to leave. And we left over there.
But these are professionals.
Madam, if you call yourself professional, sorry, something you have to be fast with it. We are talking of life here. This is life. 4 good teams. It was a certain policeman who came here. He was the one who ringed the police officers before they came over here. Like it wasn't to be that guy. None of them would come here. None of them. Fire service. They were not having common fuel. Petrol. Look at the generator. How many hours did they use to start the car? It was the motor riders or car drivers who gave them fuel. Physically. They want to go fetch out the ground and pop for the machine. Madam, the machine. Look at the imagine if it was to be your family member or your dad who were to be in this situation. How will you do good hours?
Traffic flow on both sides of the motorway had improved as at the time the news team left the scene.
Matilda Womega brought us that report. According to the UN, elder abuse is one of the least investigated types of violence in national service. Here in Ghana, abuse of elderly persons is said to be on the rise despite the existence of a national aging policy approved by government 7 years ago. Local NGO in Kumasi, Guardians of Grey Masters Foundation, suggest the elderly do not suffer only financial abuse, but physical, spiritual and emotional torture each passing day. Executive Director Abigail Apia tells Joy News majority of such cases go unreported. Ohiming Teria has more.
The World Health Organization estimates the population of people above 60 years will exceed that of younger persons by 2050. Neglect, violence and exploitation are among major issues facing senior citizens around the world. They, however, remain the least reported and investigated forms of violence in developing countries like Ghana. Guardians of Grey Masters wants government to put in place more effective measures to protect the aged.
About 90% of these people live in extreme poverty. No money to access health insurance, pay a caregiver, eat or take care of themselves whilst they are ill. They face stigmatization and neglect. Unfriendly infrastructures force them to crawl on stairs with both hands and feet, an affront to their dignity.
Government approved in 2010 a national policy on aging that had to run to the World Health Organization 2 years later to seek help for implementation. A multi-stakeholder team was then set up to draw concrete recommendations for addressing priority areas. These recommendations cover community sensitization and broadening national health insurance scheme. It also makes hearing devices and eyeglasses available to the aged. They were later absorbed into Ghana's 3-year medium-term health strategy, which started in 2014.
The battle of elder abuse should be a concern to every individual, because as the saying goes, the young shall grow, both rich and poor. Fighting elder abuse is fighting for the comfort of our future in our old age. The crusade of ensuring the government put the right policies and laws to protect the old age should be upheld by all. The Guardians of the Grey Masters Foundation wants the government to expedite action on the passage of the National Aged Bill to protect and promote the rights of the older persons, as well as to establish the National Council on Aging to coordinate the implementation of National Aging Policy, approved by Cabinet in 2010.
Kumasi for Joy News, Ohiming Teria reporting.
Well, time to give you some good news. Joy News gets results. Deputy Minister of Communications Francis Soa Odote has commended the multimedia group for exposing the ills of some of the basic schools in Ghana. According to him, government will collaborate with the media to address all challenges bedeviling the ICT needs in schools across the country. He was speaking at a ceremony to hand over computers to the Asin Asamankesi DA Primary School in the Asin South District that was teaching ICT with stones, using stones as a computer mouse. A video showing the pupils learning how to click on a computer mouse went viral a couple of days ago, ridiculing the quality of ICT education in basic schools, mostly in the rural areas. Today, with support from the Ministry of Education and other individuals, the pupils can now learn ICT in a better environment. It's now time for business news here on Joy News Today. Emmanuel Abuajiriafi is standing by.